Hello everybody, what is going on? Jimmy here back with another video, and yet again we're going to be talking Cyberpunk 2077, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my initial thoughts on the game and how I ultimately feel about it, and I will follow this video up with a review once I beat the game. I'm currently about 5 hours into the game. I will not be showing you any type of spoiler gameplay or anything. I'll try to keep most of it spoiler free, but if you don't want to see anything that isn't like in the first few minutes of the game, I suggest that you just minimize this tab and, just listen to the audio if you want to, because obviously I am going to be showing some gameplay that isn't spoiler, but does show some areas of the game that are not like in the first 20 minutes or so. So anyways, I want to talk today about the fact that Cyberpunk 2077 launched on PC in a pretty playable state and launched on consoles in a very mixed state. If you decided to buy or had the privilege to buy one of the next-gen consoles, because let's be honest here, it's not just at this point about who can afford a next-gen console, it's more about who can get one. A lot of people, including myself, are not willing to pay scalpers. If my PS5 that I have right sitting over here would have got canceled by Target, the place I ordered it, if Target would have canceled my order straight up, I would have not got a PlayStation 5 because I'm not going to pay a scalper. I refuse to do it, and I recommend you do not pay a scalper either, because let's be realistic here. Why do they deserve to make money off of you? You should be giving the money to Sony as a token to show that you're appreciative of what they make. That's one of the reasons why I love to support Sony. I think they make great games. I missed out on the PlayStation 4 at a PS Vita, and I loved it. And this generation, I said to myself, you know what? I'm not missing out on Sony's offering, and I suggest you do the same. Just wait for the scalpers to back down a little bit, and then, you know what? Buy the console. But here's the thing, right? Cyberpunk 2077 launched pretty horrible on consoles. Okay, so to start with, I don't have it for consoles. I have it for PC. The gameplay you're seeing here is recorded on my PC. My settings were 1440p, but I think YouTube is going to shrink this video to 1080p, so if it does not come up as a 1440p video, then you know what happened there. But I'm currently playing on 1440p, most settings on Ultra, and a couple of them lowered down so that I can maximize my frame rate to a playable state. I have a GTX 1080 Ti. None of this is ray traced. Nothing you're seeing here is ray traced or anything like that. And on PC, I've had, not too many problems with it. I've seen a couple bugs, a couple glitches, a couple floating arms, a couple weird things going on like that, but nothing that's broken the game whatsoever. But obviously, the console version's bad when CD Projekt Red actually had to apologize for it on Twitter, because the fact of, it's just so bad for people. I don't know if it was just Twitter, but it was a lot of places. Sony's out here giving refunds. People are getting frustrated. This game had 8 million pre-orders. They've lost billions of dollars in stock. I mean, they're kind of crumbling as a company at the moment over this. Yes, it sold exceptionally well, and they've recouped all their losses that they made over these 8 years of development literally within a few days, which was crazy. But in terms of critical reception and people liking this game, it's getting review bombed on Metacritic for pretty much every version except for PC, because PC is pretty much the only playable version. If you have an original console from the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One era, the base version of those consoles, if you have one of those consoles, it is running absolutely horrible. And I feel sorry for you all, and you should honestly all request a refund or wait to play it, one of the two. I don't think anyone should sit there and struggle through it. Currently, I've had yet to receive a crash on the game. For me, it's yet to crash once. I've never had a crash, but I heard even the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X are struggling with crashes and different problems. But out of all the consoles, apparently the Series X is just brute forcing through it and just playing it the best out of any of the other consoles. So if you were looking for a version and you did own the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, I would recommend the Xbox Series X. But if you owned a PC with minimum specs, and that's actually minimum specs for the game, I recommend playing it on PC, because on PC, it's largely a better game, and you can tell PC was what they were thinking first with this game, not Xbox One, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PlayStation 5. The mid-gen refresh consoles seem to be doing well. The Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro seem to be handling this pretty okay, nothing amazing, but the PlayStation 5 is pretty much just playing the Xbox One X version. The Series X is just playing the Xbox One X version, because the next-gen upgrades or whatever are coming next year, and I've already decided I'm buying it for PS5 when it drops next year in a playable state for the PlayStation 5, like 100%, no crash, nothing like that, and we will be live streaming through it like we are currently live streaming through Spider-Man, so that's going to be really fun for the channel. But my thoughts on this game are, I think it's a great game. Straight up, I think it's really fun. I don't like the fact that it's so hard to save your game sometimes. Sometimes you'll be in the middle of doing something and you want to save the game, and it absolutely will not let you save the game. You just have to wait. Or you take a chance and just exit out the page and take a chance that the checkpoint actually worked, because I've had it not work before, so I don't recommend you do that. Like I said, I've ran into a couple problems, but nothing game breaking yet. Well, I guess that's, you know, you can consider that up in the air if that's game breaking, but to me personally, it's not. And so honestly, like I said, it's a great game. I'm not going to get into spoiler territory in this game. My full review, I very well may. But ultimately, the shooting's fun, the driving's fun, the combat's great. I think it's all fluid, and I think it's all good. And I hope to see CD Projekt Red fix this game that they've released, because this was supposed to be the gaming messiah. This game was supposed to be an absolute masterpiece, and it launched in a basically unplayable state on last-gen consoles, which is really embarrassing on CD Projekt Red's behalf, considering the fact they're the devs who brought you The Witcher. The freaking Witcher, one of the greatest games of all time ever made. Anyways, those are my thoughts on this game. Yes, I am enjoying it. Yes, I mourn those who are playing it on console. And yes, I will be giving my full review on the game once I've beaten it. I've just gotten to Act 2, and I'm enjoying every second of it. Thank you so much for watching. Jimmie out of here.